Hello there, everyone, and thank you very much. Let's try again. Thank you very much for watching episode 467 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, live on YouTube. And thank you very much for tuning in, regardless of whether you're watching the live or you're watching the recording. But very, very quickly, for those of you watching live, this is the second of 3 planned videos. First comment goes to Shan, who says, "Hi there, I'm awake to catch a live." You're very, very welcome, Shan. There is a bit of me that always feels guilty about these people who to stay up late. I mean, I'm really, really grateful. One person left a comment as well over on the community tab saying it's not a proper Sunday unless Persolaise does a live stream. So no pressure, right? But it's really, really wonderful. I kind of feel it's not a proper Sunday either. I don't think, did I do one last? No, I didn't do one last Sunday, did I? Because I did the interviews back to back on Monday and Tuesday. Anyway, very, very sweet of you anyway to start. Rachel says, "I'm on a bit of a l'artisan kick lately." Ooh, what are some of your favorites, Rachel? Let us know. Christine says, "Love a l'artisan, actually." And Jeff says, "Just saw the thumbnail for the previous live stream, and smile is worthy of an Oscar. The ability to smile." I do this kind of... Those should be the thumbnails, like sort of... Maybe I should start to, because other YouTubers do the sort of weird thumbnails, don't they? But I think I'll stick with the different levels of pleased smile. The ability to smile while holding cypress and grapevine, true acting genius, says Jeff. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy and the community. Cypress and grapevine truly is awful, says Shan. Oh, have you tried it as well? Anyway, we mustn't talk about that one because we're on L'Artisan Parfumeur. This is the latest one. It's been around, I think, for a couple of months. It's called... French speakers, help me out here. Can you see that at all? It's called Etait Un Bois. It's composed by Caroline Dumur, and I am reliably informed that the name is a play on Il était une fois, which is the way that fairy tales start in French. So Il était une fois is the equivalent of once upon a time. So I suppose it's once upon a wood, or once there was a wood. So guess what? It's a woody perfume. Rachel says, "Just bought L'Artisan à fleur de pêche." Yeah, I was quite fond of that one. And love my vintage L'Artisan bottles. Been wearing Iris de Gris all spring. Oh, I always think of all of you folks when I look at my Iris de Gris, for good reason, for reasons that a lot of you will be aware of. That's very, very, very special, that perfume. That's probably one of the best things they've done in recent years. Shan says, "I'm never going to be able to say that without sounding silly." Say what? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Timbuktu for life, says Dushan. Interesting that you should mention Timbuktu, because I want to mention Timbuktu in relation to this one as well. Let's have a spray so that we focus. We have a pre-sprayed blotter. Jeff says, "The group funding miracle." Yes, absolutely. And it was. It truly, truly was. That was wonderful. So this is my second blotter of that one, because I have the pre-sprayed one. Let us spray. L'Artisan, I think, lately has been... well, I say lately, I was going to say that it's lately been hit and miss. Did something just happen with the live stream just then, or is my monitor playing up? Please tell me it's just the monitor and not the actual live stream. Anyway, I was going to say lately, but I think it's really been since the Pooch takeover. The brand's identity seems to not really have found itself. And I guess that's why we get this sort of hit and miss thing of some of the fragrances being better than others. Iris de Gris was wonderful. I really liked their musk. What's it called? Musk. Was it Esca? Oh, I can't remember. But from the same collection, the musk. And A Fleur de Pêche, which Rachel mentioned, was great as well. Oriana, okay, we've got some kind of a technical glitch. Let me see if I can do just a very, very quick fix here, folks. The joys of doing this stuff live. Let us see if that makes a difference. So let's carry on for a little bit. I haven't had any problems, says Eric. Okay, but it could be some issue with the stream, or it could be that the Estee Lauder gremlins are coming to hunt me down. Let's smell this. I was initially dismissive of this. well, not entirely dismissive because it's very, very pleasant. It's never anything less than pleasant. Um, but I think as I've worn it a couple of times and smelt it a couple of times, maybe I've started to understand the point of it a little bit more. So what do you get when you smell it? You get something that is very much on the quiet side, very much on the skin scent, skin hugging side. Um, you get also quite a sort of seemingly simple accord. There's not tons of stuff going on. There are not tons of nuances and facets, but the kind of the positive side of that is that what you do get is actually quite interesting and at times hard to work out and hard to pin down, which are all good things because you think, and I think this is why I was a bit dismissive of it at the beginning. You think it's going to be a straightforward cedary, in other words, ISO-y super type composition with a kind of vetiver note in the base. Um, and there is a lot of that. It's very, it's definitely a cedary composition with a sort of vetiver note in the base. But then you kind of come back to it, and especially when you smell it on skin, you notice a kind of roasted, nutty, maybe not quite hazelnutty, maybe not quite almondy quality, which kind of keeps shimmering in and out of view with the woodiness. And then the vetiver as it comes in and out is also really fascinating because sometimes the vetiver seems to be leading and you think, oh gosh, this could almost be counted as a vetiver composition. And then you start wondering whether it's got the kind of swampy, overboiled onions type feel to it. And then the vetiver sort of fades away. Um, and, and I guess just the fact that I'm saying all of these things to you shows that it really genuinely is more interesting than you think it's going to be at the beginning. I think maybe it's it's not the best name in the world because I suppose with something that is setting itself up as being a little bit like a fable, maybe a bit mythical, and also woody. I think you expect the woods to be quite strong, to be quite front and center, but actually it is all very, very, very much restrained. And Rachel, I think you took some words out of my mouth right now because Rachel says, would this be a good fragrance for fall weather? I can imagine those notes shimmering as well as fall weather turns cool and the leaves start to turn. Yes, and that's exactly what I've been thinking. I've been thinking that actually that this has been misreleased, that it's not an April release. It shouldn't be an April or May release. It should have been like maybe an October, November release. I mean, I don't know how these things work, and maybe brands deliberately release things in April, May if they actually think they're going to start finding their audience towards the autumn. I genuinely don't know how the marketing and all of that side of things works. Smells like real fresh hazelnuts to me, says Olfactive Stories. A bit green like the hazelnut leaves. Yes, it's got, and the brand says that's meant to be buckwheat. And actually, I kind of get that. We eat a lot of buckwheat in the form of sort of Polish style roasted buckwheat groats and kasha gryczana, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. And they very definitely have a kind of roasted nut, ricey, woody feel to them. I mean, really fantastic. If you've never actually had kasha gryczana, I really recommend it, but they need to go with a very, very good, preferably meaty sauce. I like the smell of buckwheat groats, says Oris. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. And that ties in very well with the cedary note, and that also ties in very well with the roasted woody quality of the vetiver, and there's a nicely judged feeling of musks in the base. And as I was wearing it and thinking about it, I thought that I could almost see it as a kind of strange combination of two classic l'artisan scents, because that buckwheat groats, buckwheat flour quality starts taking you in to, thank you very much. Jeff says, is it a more moist and alive forest compared to Bois Farine? It starts taking you into the territory of Bois Farine, but it's not as white and as sheer as Bois Farine. And the woods and the vetiver and those sorts of elements start taking you in the direction of, thank you, Dushan, Timbuktu. And you can see it existing somewhere in the Venn diagram, the intersection of Timbuktu and Bois Farine, which actually is quite a fascinating place to be as far as intersections in Venn diagrams go. Some people will object to the fact that it's quiet, and it is quiet. I mean, I should get the pre-sprayed blotter now. Where is pre-sprayed? Here we go. Gavin says, I feel finding this scent interesting is a bit of a hair-splitting exercise at this point. I don't know. Is it? What? I mean, why? Why should it? What? Because we should instantly like it? I don't know. I think I get the sense that it was made with a lot of care and a lot of sort of a desire to create something that was very, very, very simple and yet interesting and yet compelling in some way. So it's not all singing, all dancing, bells and whistles. You know, if you take Timbuktu for instance, Timbuktu obviously is beautiful, and actually another reason why I was thinking of Timbuktu is because Timbuktu is one of the new legends that Michael Edwards included in his updated version of Perfume Legends. So Perfume Legends 2 actually has Timbuktu as one of the modern legends. But Timbuktu is quite a big perfume, and it's extremely long lasting. It announces its presence. That cypriol note that is in there, and those other resins have a considerable amount of sillage. Bois maybe is quieter, although its sillage is interesting too. But Bois has a kind of quirky quality, and I guess that's its calling card. Here, it feels as though the attempt was to make something that would be deceptively simple. So it doesn't have that overt quirkiness of Bois, and it doesn't have that immediate assertive authoritativeness of Timbuktu, but to give it time, and I think, and as long as the brand doesn't, discontinue it within 5 minutes, it might find an audience. It might turn out to be L'Artisan's L'Eau Papier, from Diptyque. And you're taking the words out of my mouth. My view says, is it in the same vein as L'Eau Papier? Very much so, I think, but without that kind of rice paper sort of quality. Shan says 97 watching, but only 27 likes. Yeah, but maybe that's because only 27 people like it, Shan. I mean, I don't want to kind of be, maybe if we start doing a thumbs down button, then people, well, there is a thumbs down button as well, isn't there? So people might start disliking the video. Let's just let the people who like the video like the video and not draw their attention to the thumbs. But thank you very much, Shan. Anyway, pre-sprayed, oh, Tomasz says kasha grechana is delicious with a thick sauce, meat, and pickled cucumbers. I could not agree more, but you need a really, really good, thick, quite fatty sort of meat sauce, don't you? And it absorbs everything. Anyway, let's get on to the pre-sprayed L'Artisan. Yeah, that nutty quality is still there. The vetiver is still kind of making its presence felt, but very, very subtly. The cedar is present. It's interesting. It's interesting. For somebody who doesn't want crazy sillage, but also doesn't want something that is, again, another kind of mono brain celled, completely crass masculine. This will be the way to go. I don't. Rachel says, thank you, Mr. P. Can't wait to try this pre-sprayed groated unicorn. Ooh, maybe that's a good one too. I don't have a press release. All I can tell you is what the brand says. They say, Etait Un Bois, a fragrance that combines notes of vetiver with buckwheat and cedarwood accords. Very, very simple, prosaic. The perfume explores all the different facets of the woods. Yeah, okay, well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I think the name makes you think it's going to, but it doesn't do that. It explores the cedary, vetiver facets of woods. In an unexpected harmony, discover its warm notes of vetiver, sweet buckwheat, and cedar. It's a single accord, I think, extended to just about to an interesting level without making it overly complicated. I could see this having earning a lot of fans. It's an interesting style of perfumery. I wouldn't be surprised if it has a very, very, very small number of ingredients in it. And I have completely lost you now. So if the image has disappeared, I'm very, very sorry. We need to end this one anyway. I will try to see what's happening with the tech, and we will be back in a few minutes with the final video for today. Thanks very much for watching.